Hey, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you're tuning in to join us today. Welcome to TwitchCon. I'm Colin Johansson. I'm the game director for Guild Wars 2, and I'm really excited to welcome you all here to what is going to be 2 epic days of live streaming and shows featuring all kinds of content for Guild Wars 2. The doors have opened here at TwitchCon and people are starting to come in, and over the course of the next few hours you'll see people forming lines and playing Guild Wars behind us, and you're going to get to find out a lot more about Guild Wars 2 and our first expansion, Heart of Thorns.
You guys want to start with our waypoint system?
Yeah, sure. So, like, right away from the get-go, like the second you log into the game, we're now giving you access to all of the starting zones. So if you make any content, you left and right, and it's just going to be very organic. It's just going to spawn up around you. Sometimes you'll find an NPC who's asking for help, or just the world will start having like these adventures and take you on these journeys that you weren't really expecting. In a party together is meaningful, but at the same time, we can be running around in these starter areas or these other zones.
And it doesn't matter if your friend rolls something that you're not particularly interested in, and you want to roll something else. Like Colin said, all of the starter cities for each race has a waypoint automatically unlocked. You can go for the next objective you see on the map. We have so much attention to detail in our maps. I've seen players, even as recently as last week, say, you know, I have 5,000 hours in this game. I've been playing literally for 5,000 plus hours, and I just saw something I've never seen before. I had no idea that was there. Players will share things that they find. They will just share little hidden things, items going on in the world. And there are veteran...
Minutes later, you are in-game, you press the PvP button, and you are in PvP with a max-level character with full gear, and you are on an equal playing field with everyone else. And that's very hard to...
They were after and stood there at the entrance. Like you said, there was one player who had rolled a new character, and that character name was Welcome Everyone. Yeah. And she was just standing there. So if you're watching, thank you. I got an enormous kick out of watching you just stand there and talk to people. People were sending gifts to players as they came in and putting up buffs that were active for everybody in the world. You just run up and touch them and you get something good from them. It was fantastic. That went on for hours. It just went on for the entire day and kept going on for days afterwards.
I mean, even now, the new players...
All of the equipment needed to do this, and just do it for no other reason than to make some fun for the community.
Yeah, even community-driven experience as well. You know, people do the things out in the cities for everyone, but a lot of guilds, if you can find a great guild to join, they host all that stuff as well. I'm in a guild that does really awesome trivia contests for prizes. We run guild missions together. Really fun.
The rest of the world as well.
Just chilling.
Yeah.
Just sitting here
one of my
behind
favorite
Colin's
things
head.
in Guild Wars 2 has been running guild missions with one of my guilds. This is running for another 15 minutes. Why don't we go ahead and see if we can give it to somebody else?
And ultimately, all of this we just talked about, no monthly fee. So there's no reason not.
There's just too much to do. So you guys come do these things with us. It'll be a good time. Thank you guys.
Yeah, thanks. We enjoyed the first ever episode of Guildcast. We did it.
First guild chat. Thank you guys.
He said Guildcast. We caught him. He said Guildcast. That was funny. Oh, that was great. Oh, deep thoughts.
Deep thoughts.
Oh no, what is this?
The meaning of everything. How deep can Quaggan swim? That depends on the meaning of the word deep. Cool! Quaggan just blew your mind.
Oh my god.
The little things.
Oh my god.
Cool! Quaggan wishes Quaggan had a tiny shrimp for every time Quaggan said Quaggan. Then Quaggan would have all the tiny shrimp.
ArenaNet Television, brought to you by me! It's the blackness. It's the great blackness. Okay. I guess this is my segment. ArenaNet Television, brought to you by me! The Great Whiteness. game show time! Yes, I'm Gus Glitz! Is this gonna be cheesy? Hope so.
Who is the current ruler of Elona? A. War Marshal Turai Osa, B. Palawa Joko, the Scourge of Vabi, C. War Marshal Varish Osa, or D. the Eye of Zaitan?
I believe we haven't gone.
Oh! Oh, they went offline! They went offline in the middle of the broadcast. We don't get to see the next 60 questions.
One of the main tenets of the Nightmare Court is the rejection of what teachings? A. The spirits of the wild spirit guides. B. The knowledge tomes of the followers of the apocalypse. C. The Ventari tablet. Or D. The Zephyrite laws.
That would be C, Ventari's tablet.
The Druid is going to be bringing heavy healing to Guild Wars 2, unlike anything you've ever seen before. Okay, so Cosmic Ray is your one skill when you're in Celestial Avatar form, and what this does is it's a no cooldown, targeted ground application of just straight up strong healing. So you could essentially pump out a lot of healing when you're in this mode.
Yeah, they're gonna be moonkins.
And support all of your allies who might be, reeling from damage that you were unable to mitigate beforehand. This gives you that opportunity to recover from that.
You were running with a tiger, weren't you?
That's right. There are new pets that will be available in Heart of Thorns.
Wow.
The tiger is only the first among them.
All right, and this is for all rangers, not just the druid.
And what the bristleback does is it consistently shoots its spines out at its targets, frequently applying bleeds to them.
Oh, look at that one.
Its F2
He's throwing giant hams at him.
It means that everything that you're doing, you really need to be strategic. You can't just, again, Zerker meta your way around and
he's
wreck
being
everything
so
that you run
negative against Berserker.
You have to be very tactical.
And I'm gonna beat a Berserker on my warrior.
What you do is really going to affect your allies.
Oh, that's not what he means.
And several attacks apply bleeding with every single strike.
Look at this thing, baby wyverns.
Now, we've been on the receiving end of a couple of these in the Beta Weekend events, so.
Is that it performs a head charge, stunning and knocking up any enemies that it happens
so
that happen to be in its
basically, the
path.
Berserker's elite skill.
And there you
possibly
saw it.
better because it
That is
doesn't stun
fantastic.
yourself.
The blowback with the wings, too.
Their pet wyvern has a better skill
that's
than the
one of
warrior
its,
elite.
Family abilities.
The Berserker elite.
All right, here's my guy, Fire Wyvern. This is my ranger's new pet.
All right, the Fire Wyvern, it is another wyvern, but this one does something that's pretty awesome.
This is so badass.
This is new tech that we've gotten. Its activate ability sends it into the air. And it, as you just saw, flies around creating a circle of fire that it breathes out.
I've been down
fire,
to the
dealing
burning
damage,
ring
and
of
leaving
fire.
the fire field.
All right, so that was amazing. That was amazing. So here's what I'll say. I am not the type of person to say, like, oh my god, that is way too overpowered. My class, is terrible. Burn the whole game down. I'm happy for Rangers and Druids. That is super cool. And I'm not even thinking necessarily power level, because I definitely think the Warrior got an increase in power through the Berserker. What I'm a little bit sad about is what I don't see with the Berserker that I see in like the Druid and the Scrapper and stuff like that, and like the Reaper, is just a general coolness. The buttons do cool things. There's new flashy effects. There's new pets. There's a lot to be excited about with it. Like forget how powerful certain traits are, how powerful an ability is. It's not as much fun. The Berserker, in my opinion. I like the burst. Some of the burst skills are some nice effects and stuff like that. But in general, like the utilities, just not, and like the torch abilities, just I don't know. That's what I think about it. It's just a coolness factor. You want new shiny things to play with. I'm just a little disappointed that the Berserker, I don't think is going to have that many. I like the theme of the Berserker for the Warrior, right? I wanted a super aggressive, highly mobile, just devastating melee combatant. But the Druid, they knocked it out of the park. That's everything. It's a whole new style to play. The staff looks fun. The alternate, like, moon form looks amazing. The celestial form. Fun new pets for all Rangers. It's cool. My kids are going to go bonkers. They both have Rangers. should probably gargle and add music to this. It would sound nice. Way to ruin the song, Richie! Oh. I'm like the fourth band member. Ty waited all this time to follow right then. He's like, this is why I'm following. Oh, the microphone.
Hi guys, welcome back to Guildcast. I'm used to a ear mic. I am your host, Ruby
She
Bear.
said
from
Guildcast
ArenaNet's
again.
communication
They're
team,
never going to be
and
able to
back
get
with
that
us
right.
is Design lead. This is Byron's, and this one is called The Floor is Lava. Pretty
Actually,
much.
it's called
exactly,
The Floor is Lava with a question mark?
The floor is most assuredly lava.
The floor is
there's
lava?
there's no doubt. Once you, I saw you fall in it.
It's true.
It's actually... Bash the Dragon.
That was
The Super Adventure Box, so another fan favorite.
Yes. More Super Adventure Box.
The I Am This World was about the only line that we kind of gave to them, and then
stuck with
then
all the
we
way
kind
through.
of went back and forth. I had worked really closely with them once before because they are the okay. There is a villain who has a real sense of destiny, and there are you as the player, and very much when we were looking at this, wanted to think about the player character and what is the player character point of view.
What is she doing?
That contrasts
She's throwing me
with
all over the place.
Mordermoth point of view. It makes a difference.
Ah!
But one person
Ah!
working
I want a
with their
cracker.
team, and
Leo!
we
Leo
actually
Hoyer!
had a
Give
lot
me a
of internal
cracker.
discussion. Whitlock was
I am
chosen
totally
very
2
much
years
for a
old.
reason because
I am
Whitlock's
2
our
years
first
old.
Revenant, and we
Now, first up, we have a bad Foley clip from Bog Otter, which in rehearsals I read as Bad Otter, which made me think pretty deeply about what you'd have to do to be considered a bad otter. I mean, what? Swim poorly? Not look ridiculously cute all the time? Meth? The mind boggles. But anyway, let's take a look at this clip.
Come back, I didn't get to lick you.
Guild Wars 2, Heart of Thorns.
It's nice to see there's other people in the world who live by the immortal words of Homer Simpson. Sometimes I get bored and make up my own movie. Or the even more immortal words of Hans Moleman. I was saying Boo Earns. Now, when it comes to combat...
Hi, my name is... I made this webpage by myself, and this webpage as well, and it says Living World. I also like rainbows and cupcakes and strudel and Norwegian hairless pets. I am part of the wiki community. I made 42,970 articles, all by myself, on the weekends mostly, in the rain and in the snow. I've got the funky flow.
And right there, you
So much
see
swag.
the legitimate,
Guild Wars 2
genuine,
toaster.
authorized, totally legitimate Guild Wars 2 toaster.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we have here on our set too, over here. Yeah.
So Jelly,
I know.
I want that toaster. Char cosplay, Cost Trader. You could say that it's perfect.
Oh, yeah, you could, but maybe shouldn't. And we could never leave out this last one.
Oh my God, that's so good.
It's Botany Jokes or something. That's his name, Botany Jokes or something.
Oh,
And
genius.
he branched out to
Oh,
make this lovely
so
piece of
bad.
Silvari work, which we think is extremely attractive.
I love it. I'm green with envy at all those puns you just used.
I'm going to see if I can root around for some more for next show.
Oh my God, you're amazing. That's so good.
That was well done.
So, not to be forgotten.
Yeah, they're funnier than the funny host. That's right. They're
Hatchet
totally
Steel
funny than the funny
presents
host.
Felix Omni. I'm one of the administrators of the official English language Guild Wars 2 wiki, and I'd like to take the opportunity to share a little about our community, what we do, and how I got involved. Created by the community and for the community. On the English wiki alone, we've created more than 42,000 articles over the last 8 years. I can't count the times I've been standing around in Lion's Arch when I see a player asking map chat, where can I find X, or how do I do Y? And before I can say anything, another player will respond to check the wiki, use the /wiki command.
Okay, have a good night. I see you next time. Goodbye. Spooky boogie 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 boogie. Boogie boogie.